This is about power. This is about deception. And this is about mind control. Dude is spinning the block, possibly with the ring in the hand and ready to set the date. This is how you get them to commit to you. Confusion only comes from the enemy. This is where the shift happens. This is where he has the aha moment. This is the Ever Airwaves Think podcast, brought to you by Liv One Company, where we explore ideas that challenge, comfort, and clarify. I'm Liv, and in every episode, we break down life's complexities with intellect, insight, and a touch of curiosity. All right, we're on air. There is one way you can change a man. And what I'm about to share, you need to know that this is about power, this is about deception, and this is about mind control. But baby girl, if you get caught, you are on your own. Ain't no coming back from this. I want to start this by saying you might be able to change a man's mind with this tactic, but you will not, and I repeat, you will not be able to change the heart of a man. So again, you may be able to change him, but you will not have his heart, because God is very clear when he says that only he can change the heart of a man. And you can research that for yourself in the books of 1 Samuel, Ezekiel, and in Romans. But if you're here listening, you are one of two things: desperate to change your man or desperate to change your man. I'm joking, but I am so serious. All right. So to change a man, or really anyone at that, you have to get them or get him to play the cards you deal. And that's it. And that's according to Law 31. If you know, you know. When you give people options that will always come out in your favor, whichever one they choose, this is how you win. Like, this is how you get them to commit to you. This is how you get exactly what you want out of it. And that's the name of the game. So more times than not, though, if you've been with your man for a hot minute and you are trying to get him to put a ring on your finger because you want commitment, or if this brother you're dating ain't got no job, if he's unmotivated, if he's living off of you or someone else, I can 100% guarantee you're probably nagging him, basically to go get a job, and you're barking like idle threats and ultimatums at him every 2 to 3 business days, because this is what we women do, right? This is what we do. We try to get them together. And this also goes for the men with low paying jobs too, or the do nothing attitudes that basically refuse to elevate themselves for just the whole purpose of y'all's betterment, his betterment. But good luck with that. So, I could give you a plethora of reasons why you want to change a man, have him commit to you. And, sometimes they're not always good reasons per se, but, because some of y'all want him to leave his wife for you, bring back shame, right? Get the Game of Thrones Cersei belt out, okay? And do your walk of shame. Shame, shame, shame. Do y'all remember that episode? But girl, the way my chin hit the floor, how they handled Cersei, okay, that was shame of all shame. Baby, she did that long walk, booty butt ball naked. They were not playing with her, okay? She was having her day. She was being checked. She was being corrected. And I was so floored, but also I was gagged. I was tickled. I was like, what in the world? But she deserved it. She deserved it, if you ask me. But like they always say, a Lannister always repays their debts. Oh boy. And she did that. Okay. Now, as I was saying, you have your basic reasons too why you want someone to change, or you want his commitment, is because you want him to spend more time with you, live a better life, and yada, yada, yada. But as I was saying, you have to give that man options. Your options, your best options. There is no option B. It's you have 3 option A's. Maybe 2 option A's, this or that, but they're both option A and option A. It's no option A, B, just A and A. Let's go down the rabbit hole with this thing. Let me give you an example. If you tell your man he needs to gift you something and that he needs to choose from these 3 things: 1, buy me a G-Wagon, a G63 to be exact, in case my man is listening, okay? Or number 2, buy me a $17,000 Birkin bag. Or number 3, take me on a vacation to the islands of Saint-Tropez. France meets summertime up. He's going to cash you out. Any 3 of your choices, you're winning. Most likely it's going to be your top choice, which is going to be Saint-Tropez, because it's the lesser of the choices, but it's really your hidden choice. And why would he pick that one? Because it's the cheapest of the 3 options, and you both get something out of it, but you're getting what you really want, which is the trip. And, you did that to make sure the other two options you threw out there were still things that you wanted, but the prices were purposely way higher than what he may be willing to spend right now. So it's all mind games, making him feel he's in control, but you're the puppeteer, okay? You are the one pulling the strings. Now, this was a very easy and superficial illustration of how to control his decision by basically giving him a choice, but really it's the illusion of choices because you made the choice, not him. Let's get to the duplicitous example next on how to make a man change his mind and choose you and commit to you, because that's what you really want to know, right? Always remember that the words freedom, options, and choice evoke the power of possibility. So when people hear these words, it makes it hard for them to feel like they are being controlled, but they are. You are controlling them. The word freedom, options, and choice, remember they all have a limitation on them. And even though it's being offered up to you as an option, as a choice, or what comes with your freedom, it's really someone else that is behind presenting the options and the choices for you and to you to decide from that. So let that process for a minute. When it comes to a man, a whole uncommitted, unfaithful man, can't make up his mind man, you really should leave him. As I said, you really should leave him. But how to make him choose you is by withdrawing yourself and disappearing. That's right. Exit the situationship, because you probably really can't even call it a relationship. I mean, can you? Excuse yourself from up under Mr. Lock and Key and ghost him. Goodbye, sir. This is all part of the game and strategy to have him commit to you. Ironically, it works. I will say that this will only work if you know you are the best woman this man will ever have and can ever get. If you're not giving top tier for his type, and what I mean by top tier is if you are the type of woman he would settle down with over all others because you're classy based, you're not run up and done up, you're domesticated, and because you don't belong to the streets, because baby, if you for the streets, I can't help you. This will not work, okay? I am not specialized in helping those women in the streets, all right? Because for them, he will be there for a good time, not a long time, because he'll be going right back home to wifey. They always do. As I was saying before I was distracted by my own self, you have to let him see how things will fall apart for him without you. After you've offered him a choice, you're going to stay away from him while he suffers the consequences. Shout out to Robert Greene on this one, because this is not my theory nor my tactics, but his. And it's based off of real world history and strategy and tactics. There's an art to all of this, a whole science, right? Because what they say, there is nothing new under the sun. We just be recycling stunts and tricks from the 1500s. With this withdrawing and disappearing maneuver, basically you are disguising yourself as the agent of power and punishment, and you're going to give this man the option to commit to you. Put a label on it, put a ring on it, set the date, okay? Whatever commitment from him looks like in your situation. His other option is he can spend his life or his time with someone else. And you are basically letting him know his option is a breakup, but without you actually using the word breakup, because the word breakup has a negative connotation to it versus saying spend your time with someone else. It really should be framed like this, because these are the win-win options. You're going to commit to me, or you can spend your time with someone else. That is a win-win for him. If you put breakup in there, then it doesn't seem like it's a win-win situation for him. This is pretty much what it is. And there is no other options. You're going to say this in a very nice manner and tone. You're going to give him a genuine smile, and you're not going to flinch. You're presenting this to him as an option to choose which ice cream flavor of his two favorites does he want scooped into his cup or his cone. It's the same thing as if the ice cream shop is offering you one free scoop of ice cream for Customer Appreciation Day. You get to choose one flavor because it's one scoop. So you get my point? And if you know me, I'm always going for the chocolate. Some of y'all like the caramel and maybe the vanilla, but I'm going for the chocolate, okay? If he chooses the option to not commit, you can leave him. Like, leave this man and carry on with your life as if you never knew him. Like, do you hear me? As if you never knew him. And you're going to do it quickly and quietly and peacefully. We are not turning up. We are giving him the illusion of choice. It was his choice not to commit to you. So you're going to hide all your resentment and anger from him, because this is about power and strategy. You're going to shield your feelings and emotions regardless of what or who he's doing. All right. You're going to move on expeditiously, in the words of T.I., and make yourself busy and get back out there in the dating world, hang out with friends and go on trips. And you are going to do everything else but him. And trust me, he's going to hear about it. He's going to see about it, and he's going to learn about it, because men are messy. They are messier than women. They are. They really are. They stay keeping tabs, and he's going to remember how you catered to him. What Destiny Child say? I got your slippers, your dinner, your dessert, and so much more. He's going down memory lane. He's reminiscing, because can't nobody do it like you do. And he's going to realize how much he misses you and trusts you. And he's going to remember how you were with him shooting in the gym. Ain't that what Drake said? This is called forcing his hand. And he's going to reminisce about you and trust and believe. Give it a little bit of time, because he's coming to see about you. It's been too long and you've been too quiet, living your unbothered life. And when he pulls up and sees that you are moving right on along, living a very happy life without him, this is where things become problematic for him. This is where the shift happens. This is where he has the aha moment, because your false withdrawal from him will be his act right. Dude is spinning the block, possibly with the ring in the hand and ready to set the date. He coming back. This tactic has worked for a lot of women. Gabrielle Union, she is one of them. I love her as an actress, but her and Dwayne Wade, they have an odd relationship. But hey, you know, that's them. I wouldn't be surprised if they embrace people calling their relationship strange or weird. I personally think they get off on that. I think they kinky like that. But anyways, do you guys remember when they first got together? When Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade met, they were like the perfect couple. I think Dwayne Wade had just wrapped up the divorce from his first marriage. Like, I don't know all the details, so I'm literally just telling you how it played out online. But what I do know is that he and Gabrielle Union had this like je ne sais quoi type vibe going on. And you could tell that they were head over heels for each other. Possibly Gabby, and I call her Gabby because I think that's like a term of endearment for someone with the name Gabrielle. But especially her a little bit more, because I do think Dwayne Wade was feeling himself at the time. I mean, hey, you know, I've gone to a few Miami Heat games down in Miami on a few trips myself, and he definitely was giving that grinning type energy. I can see it from a distance, but hey, not me. It wasn't me, okay? Like, let's be clear. It was more of a general type, the way that he like looked at the crowd in different areas. I was just like, But I was like, you know, okay, what you doing, sir? Right? Meanwhile, LeBron was on his best behavior, because Miss Savannah James was not about to be playing with him, okay? I love how her resting face, it's always giving. It's giving try my man if you want to, ladies. That's how she be at them games and everything. So you could tell though that Gabrielle really wanted a serious commitment from D Wade, but he was not willing to do that at the time. Let me not say not willing, because I wasn't there, but what I do believe is he probably just didn't want to jump into another marriage right after he had just wrapped up one. You know, they basically were having bumps in the road, because Gabrielle, you know, like all women, most women, right? They want this commitment from their man. They want full commitment. They want to get married. They want to have a baby, a family. She was getting older, and I will say, I know she's now like in her early 50s, and she looks great. I mean, she really looks amazing. A lot of these Black women in their 50s and up, they look phenomenal. I mean, okay, they look buttery skin, buttery brown, cinnamon, chocolate skin, and all that goodness. And I'm so grateful that when I hit my half a century, and I still have quite a ways to go, I know I will be on point, okay? Because my mama on point and my grandma on point, all right? Black is not cracking over here. I love that about us. I love how the melanin just stay melanin for ages and centuries. But as I was saying, Gabrielle gave him these options. You can commit to me, or you can enjoy your life with someone else. That's what she probably said. More than likely, she probably was executing this strategy unaware. And D Wade was not making that commitment at the time. They ended up breaking up, and at least that's how the story played out on social media. and the blogs. And during their breakup, that man had a whole break baby. And I was so taken back when that came out. I was like, boy, now why did you go do that? Like, why, right? You and Gabby still had a chance. So tell me why that girl that he had the break baby with, why she ended up on Basketball Wives for a season. I don't really remember her name, but D Wade had a gag order on her, so she really couldn't talk about the situation at all. And I think she was like a one and done for her season there. I don't know. I really don't watch the show anymore. It's been years since I've seen the show, but I just remember like there was a season she was on there. But guess what? D Wade spun the block, begging and pleading with Gabrielle. He missed his Gabby. She got her ring, her man, and finally a baby. Gabrielle finally got what she wanted, which was commitment, a ring, marriage, a family, and her baby. She got all these things when she controlled her options. And that's what you have to do sometimes to make a man commit to you. This is not the short game. This is the long game. You're not trying to win the battle. You're trying to win the war. We coming for blood. Not blood, not blood. They can have the battle because I'm taking the war. He's coming back in full armor and riding on his white horse and waving that white flag. He is surrendering, right? Especially when he knows what's right for him. If you can't commit to the strategy fully, don't even try this because he will call your bluff and you will lose and you will get your feelings hurt. You've been warned. Circle back to something I said at the top of this episode that I need to make sure sits well with you in relation to this game of controlling your man's options. Because even if this controlling the options tactic works for you, you can't change a man's heart. Even if he comes back to you and you win the long game, just remember you've only won the battle and not the war here. Okay. The reason being is because you don't have his heart. Only God can change the heart of a man. And what K. Michelle say? You can't raise a man. He's already grown. What you gonna do? You wonder why he acts like a boy. It's because he wasn't raised right before you. Girl, you ain't never gonna change nobody if he don't wanna. You can't make nobody because you can't raise a man. K. Michelle told no lies in this song because at the end of the day, a man is always gonna do what a man wants to do. You can't change a man's fundamental nature or feelings. If loving you and being with only you is in his heart, he'll commit to you. And if not, then you really cannot alter that because how he truly feels about you is deeply ingrained in him, and no amount of external pressure can really force him to change how he feels about you internally. And that's something you'll have to accept. So trust me, God would never want you to settle with someone who doesn't have these mutual feelings about you. Like God doesn't operate like that. God always operates in love and not in any mess. And he's pretty clear about that throughout the Bible, especially in the book of Corinthians. So confusion only comes from the enemy. So if you are confused, it is not of God. All right. If you're confused about your man, if he love you, it's not of God because God is only about love and never the author of confusion. Now hold up. Before we wrap things up, I had to come to you with an affirmation from my new book, The 100 Commandments of a Black Queen. Yes, it's so relevant. I just couldn't leave it off the table. So I'm bringing it to the table for you today. Commandment number 18. It is mandated. I am a beautiful brown-skinned royal. Indeed, I am my man's preference. I am his priority. No one else holds a candle to me in the position I hold as my king's chocolate grande dame. He respects my role in his life and uplifts me as his mahogany majesty. Preferment, being chosen over others appointed to a high position and honor. That's you, boo. High honor, high position. Let's go. Pick up my new book, The 100 Commandments of a Black Queen, sold everywhere books are sold. By me, Livy Liv. Love ya. My beautiful Ever Airwaves Think podcast friends, I am wishing you the best with your situation, but it's even more important that you are desiring the best for yourself and that you have the best because you don't deserve anything less. Thanks for listening to the Ever Airwaves Think podcast. If today's episode made you elevate, share it with someone who needs it. Until next time, keep questioning until you have those answers. I'm out.